Hi guys. So here in Unit 3.5, hopefully you are getting close on your final research paper draft. Hopefully you have checked out the strategies for effective summary, effective paraphrase, that you have looked at how to properly integrate quotes and outside information in general into your paper. This is the point where you probably have a lot of citations and you may be tearing your hair out just a little bit trying to figure out what you really need to cite and what you have ownership over as the writer of your paper. So let's just take a couple of minutes and talk about what you really need to cite and what you are allowed to talk about as the writer of your paper. And hopefully this will help you clean up your draft and bring it home. So here we go. I have said a few times now that these are the types of information that appear in your paper. Your words, of course, you do not have to cite. So if you are usually when you're writing the introduction, that's all going to come from you. It's a good idea to try to avoid having cited information in your introduction just because you have the opportunity to have the first words in your paper. You have the opportunity to introduce overall the idea of your issue. You've done lots of research. You have kind of an overall general idea of what the reader may need to know in order to get started in the paper. Similarly, you have the opportunity to bring the conclusion in there. Try not to cite anything or bring information from outside sources in the conclusion if you can help it, just because, again, you have the opportunity to have the last word in your paper. And so if you can, you should take it. Also, those sections where you are discussing and analyzing the information that you found in quotes, as long as you've already introduced those concepts and cited where they came from, you don't have to place additional citations. You don't have to recite anything. Okay, so once you have introduced it and shown it to be your knowledge, then you can use it pretty freely. Anytime something new comes in, you definitely have to cite that. So quoted information, you must always cite. This is somebody else's words. You're using it word for word. Do not alter quotes except for the rare small exceptions that we talked about previously in the Unit 2.2 conventions. This is where you place an ellipsis if you've left things out. You place things in square brackets if you're adding anything, but you do not change words. You do not make any other adjustments to quotes except maybe to capitalize the first letter if you're starting in the middle of the sentence, okay, or to knock down the first letter if you're bringing it into the middle of your sentence, right? Those little things you can do, but otherwise you don't make changes. Remember that a summary is basically taking a big thing and presenting it, just the main salient points as you understand them in your own words to the reader, and you do still cite that because even though you are explaining it, it is your words that you're using to explain it, you learned that idea, you got that idea from somewhere, and you must place a citation for that. Similarly, a paraphrase, remember that a paraphrase is a critically informed, not retelling, but a critically informed explanation, right, of what somebody else has said. You are explaining, you are interpreting, if you will, what that individual said. You're putting it into plain language. You're bringing it into the context of your paper. You're bringing it over with its context, and you must also cite that information because, again, even though it's your translation, it's your words, it's your understanding of that original information, it's still somebody else's idea, and you still must present a citation for it. So that leaves us with this fellow here, common knowledge. So what's really common knowledge? A lot of times students will ask me whether something is common knowledge or not. So here's kind of a way that you can tell. There are two yous that you've been dealing with over the course of the paper. There's pre-research you and there's post-research you. And you've probably found that there were some things that you knew when you started writing the paper. So when you read them, you were like, yeah, I know that. And it wasn't because you've researched it before. It's just because the general public knows that information. Okay, that is truly common knowledge. It's public, it's general, common knowledge. There is also common knowledge in a field, which means that now post-research you knows that something is common knowledge because all of the research that you've read explains it. For instance, I have heard from a lot of places, and I've seen in even some articles that appear online, that cloth masking is well studied. However, what I've learned from doing my research is that it is not well studied. In fact, almost every single study that I've found, the authors come out and say cloth masks have not been well studied. But I can't necessarily walk into my paper and say cloth masks are not well studied, because the majority of the population who is a skeptical audience about masks, right? One side thinks that it's very well studied, one side thinks that it's not well studied. So if I just stick in my paper that cloth masks are not well studied, then that skeptical portion of my audience who thinks they are is going to doubt my credibility, okay? So when it's common knowledge in the field, you do have to cite it, because it is unlikely that your audience is familiar with or knows that information. It might just be very particular technical information. It might be something like, you know, everybody thinks it's one way, and then we find that everybody in the field knows it's another way. You must cite that. However, you do not need to cite every single article in which you found it. Just choose one, cite that one. Okay, you're just showing us that it is something that is known in that field. If it's a super important fact, if it's a vital piece of information, then maybe you cite 2 or 3 articles just to let us know that it really is backed up by numerous people. But if it's just an overall observation, so like a general piece of information, then just provide a single citation, okay? So if it really is common, you knew this before you started, not because of research, not because of anybody else, then you don't have to cite it, okay? If it wasn't something that you knew before you started the paper, but you know that everybody in the field knows it, you do need to cite it. Provide a single citation just to let us know where you learned that information, so that your reader can go and learn that information too. Okay, so go through one more time, check overall the formatting of your citations, make sure that they're properly punctuated, and make sure that you're citing everything you need to and nothing you don't need to. Good luck with your final drafts.